dear Professor Vijay Sahay, sir,
You can
I
call
have a
me.
question for you.
You can call me dear Professor Sahay. That's all. That will do. Dear Professor Sahay.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, dear Professor Sahay, sir, regarding the one famous historian once said, out of 21 world civilizations, 19 civilizations perished not because of the attacks from without, but because of the moral decay from within. So, being a historian, says that statement. How do anthropologists of a good reputation, and how do you respond to that kind of situation?
I would not agree. I would not agree simply. That is a guesswork. Anthropologists do anything or speak anything on the basis of fieldwork. And what the historian has said is his guesswork, moral degradation and this and that. Moral degradation, vices and virtues have always remained in the history of humankind. If you talk about the days of the Mahabharata or the Ramayana, okay, they are mythologies. But in those mythologies, you find the best of the human qualities represented by certain characters and the worst of the human qualities represented by certain characters. You take the example of Mahabharata, Yudhishthir or the Kauravas, they represent that virtue. And see the Kauravas, one of the Kauravas, Duryodhan, his brother, I'm forgetting the name, Dusashan perhaps. In the court of the king, he is set to bring Draupadi, strip her off the clothes, make her naked. So such heinous and such things are also there. So in those days also it was. Whereas the other virtues and vices, these two things in human society and in human culture have always been. Again, I will remind you of Paul Magnerella, who says that it is inherent, just like biological instincts, like sex, hunger, thirst, excretion, etc. There are certain qualities which are in man, that is just like what I said earlier, jealousy, rivalry, competition, and all these vices are also very much present in all human society. So to attribute that because of the moral degradation, any civilization has ended, well, we may say, anybody can say, but cannot prove very well that this was the cause. History, I'm not a historian, so I will not comment more. I'm an anthropologist, and I consider my discipline to be scientific. So I will only say, if we do not guesswork but field work of any kind, or library work, methodically collect data, analyze it, and then only we can come to any conclusion. And probably that is what I was going to tell you, that the causes of the decline of civilizations are a very interesting thing for anthropologists or archaeological anthropologists also to ascertain through applying all the scientific method of study. And I'm pretty sure that it can be done. I'm not an archaeologist, so I don't claim. I have already taken so many things in my head to write throughout my life, that I told you sometime that for the next several years, I have my plans to write. So I can't take up such things, myself. But I'm sure that someone will be there who will take up these things. And I tell you once again, repeat, anthropological theories are not only theoretical and theory for the classroom teaching. No, they have relevance. They have great relevance. You examine the phenomena, be it the phenomena of the past, or be it the phenomena of the future, or be it the phenomena of the present society. Our theories, our concepts, etc., they are so useful to analyze the social and cultural phenomena, be it of the past or the present or the future. It's my conviction. I have written also something like this in earlier writings. Therefore, even about the decline of any civilization, there must have been some cause. Nothing happens without cause. Nothing on this earth, on this nature exists without any cause. So cause-effect phenomena is the basic of science. So you have to discover the cause. You have to try to discover the cause of the phenomena through the scientific method, and then say that will be accepted by anthropologists like me, at least. Otherwise, just you guess what that this was so and so and it declined. Okay, that is also one aspect one can say. For example, I told you that Indus Valley civilization, we attribute a number of causes for it, for the decline. But it has to be studied and then said something. There are archaeologists in the country for the last 100 years and more than that. Archaeological Survey of India is there. I have no comment because I have not interacted with many of the archaeologists. But archaeology is a thing which still attracts my attention very much, very much. I was a PhD under me. I had suggested my student, and he was a brilliant student, but he got a job and he left it, that Jharkhand, Chota Nagpur is Ranchi and some districts. So his topic, I had assigned him to work on the history of Chota Nagpur on the basis of its relics, because there are relics here from over 2000 years before. There are a lot of relics here. And I had suggested him, he was a historian, he was to do in anthropology, I had told him, and he was working, but then he left it. I don't know how I would do, but then I know that this can be a very good work. So Archaeological Survey of India is there, and some archaeologists will emerge who will try to do something, who has a good knowledge of anthropology and archaeology both. Not because archaeology is the science of excavation. So not merely the knowledge of excavation and bring it out the remains. No, you have to interpret that. You have to apply the anthropological concepts there. You have to examine it on the basis of certain theories, and then you can come up. And this is being done today in the Western countries. See, what is this? What you call processual analysis, and a lot of things are new archaeology, functional archaeology. These are the subject matters where anthropological knowledge is being taken care of, and they're applying already. Okay, and lastly, I was telling you about this cyclical theory, or what you call Arnold Toynbee. Toynbee was also a great English historian, and he talked about the birth, the maturity, and the decline of civilization. And Pritin Sorokin is there. He compares the civilization with the wave of a sea, that is, sea wave. This is an ongoing process like sea wave. It emerges, reaches the climax. But these things are metaphors. Metaphors, I'll call. Not scientific. I'll not say scientific. You have to find out, discover the causes, and then say that this has been the cause of the decline of any culture or any civilization. Now, if you ask me about the decline of the population and culture of the Andamanis, I can very well say these are the factors. One after another, I will count the factors that the Andamanese culture is no more today. pure Andamanese genetically they are not. They are all the mongrel variety today, whosoever are there. So I can speak because that is a little community. I have seen that their culture getting perished, their population declining. I've seen myself. For the last 50 years, I've been going to Andamans. So likewise, an archaeologist has to do this thing. So this is, and again, before I close my discussion on it, civilization and culture are not synonymous, but at the same time, not separate watertight compartment. Civilization is a stage of cultural development. Culture develops at any given time and space at a certain period, and it progresses and progresses and reaches its zenith, no doubt. That period, that stage of culture is known as civilization. This is what we in anthropology understand. Okay. I will wait. I will be sending the last by your email